Okay, short video on this game, even though I'm a bit late on this one because this demo did come out slightly before Christmas. But at the time, I wasn't sure if I wanted to try it because I usually don't cover fun games. Plus, this is just a demo, it's not the final product. So I said to myself, yeah, I'll wait for the final game. But honestly, since I had a little bit of free time, extra free time, I said, let's try it. And I'm making a video because like it's worth talking about. So just by the fact that I'm talking about this, you have to realize that this game is worthy of something, because otherwise I wouldn't have touched it. But so, Sonic Galactic. I don't know much about this game. I only know it's a fun game. But I mean, as a Sonic fan, just by looking at it, it made me want to try it, especially as a classic Sonic fan. And having tried the demo, I've only played it once with Sonic, because when I play classic Sonic games, my favorite character, of course, is Sonic. The others, maybe if they have, like, if their paths, if their levels are different enough, I'll do a playthrough with Knuckles, not with Tails because it's the same exact thing as Sonic. So, but other than that, I generally prefer playing as Sonic. So, and I did with this demo. What to say? The game is very colorful. The graphics are very strong. They have a strong personality. I mean, this is the first thing you notice is the graphics, because they are very well animated and drawn. I would say they are even a bit above Sonic Mania when it comes to animations. Also, when it comes to the fact that the graphics and the models, the sprites in this game are made from scratch, I think. They are not recycled in any way. Because, for example, Sonic Mania did use Sonic's model from Sonic 2 and Sonic CD, just with a different coloration, I think. Well, this one, no. This one is all original content from what I can tell. And it looks very good, I have to say. I slightly prefer this one because after years of seeing the same sprite for Sonic, even if animated slightly better in Mania, seeing a different sprite is just so refreshing to me. So even just because of this, in terms of graphics, I would put it against Mania. But the levels are amazing in terms of art style. It's just I didn't find any flaw in this sense. It's perfect. It's almost perfect, I would say. If we could have more games like this in terms of graphics, more 2D games, that would be incredible. When it comes to the gameplay part, though, I have to say it's not as good. I mean, not the gameplay, let's say the level design. Because the gameplay, if you... Okay, we're talking about the gameplay, let's talk about how Sonic controls. Sonic controls very good. It feels snappy, crisp. It is a joy to control. I think in terms of gameplay and abilities, this Sonic's probably the best it's ever been, because he has more abilities. He also has a drop dash that you can perform on walls, and you can jump off of walls from the drop dash. So they gave you this new ability. And in addition to that, you can also use the drop dash even when you have elemental shields, which is I think that was not possible in Mania from what I remember, let alone the classic Sonics. Because they in this game they give you two different buttons. One to do the drop dash and the other one to do the shields abilities. which is something they should have done long ago, in my opinion. They should have given you the option to use all the abilities via different buttons. But since the philosophy of the series has always been to be able to be played, at least when it comes to the 2D games, that you should have been able to play it with just one button. So inevitably, when you got an elemental shield, the drop dash will have to go away, because with just one button, it's inevitable. But with this game, you have two buttons for the special actions, so it's definitely good. One thing I don't understand, though, is why there's no insta shield. Because you can do it. Like, you have shield abilities, but you have no insta shield, which is odd. It's a weird choice. When it comes to shields, you have the same shields as the classic games. And there's a new addition. There's a leaf shield, which I think, from what I've seen, its special attack is just extending your hitbox, so you can hit enemies from very far. Actually, almost become brainless. But I understand why they put it in, because some buttonings are quite annoying to it. So yeah, the buttonings in this game are very sneaky. So it's kind of annoying in that sense. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Sonic, he controls amazingly. I've seen there's a few other abilities for other characters as well. For example, Knuckles. So now you can sort of spin dash when you climb on walls, which is very good in my opinion, because like in the classic games, you will pretty much come to a halt. There was a pace breaker when you have to like climb into a wall. You will go very slow in the previous games. So I definitely approve this one. This is a page they have taken from the advanced games, which I appreciate in that sense, because I'm not a fan of the advanced games, so let's leave it at that. Now, the gameplay, I was saying, is good. What I don't think is very good is level design, because the levels go on for far too long. The demo only has 5 levels, so there are 3 zones. The first 2 zones you can play both acts, and the third zone only 1 act. But the first zone is okay. It's your pretty much standard Green Hill themed zone, the first zone in every Sonic game. It's fine. It's the right length in my opinion. But starting from the second one, I don't know what the hell they were smoking, but the first act of the second zone is like 9 minutes long. What? Like what? It just overstays its welcome way too much. As a water level, it's okay, because it's not frustrating in that sense that you drown very easily. But the problem is that it just lasts for too fucking long. The second act is a bit better, but it's still a bit too long in my opinion. But as a zone per se, it's fine. It's nothing like out of the ordinary. It's a fun zone. It's just that it's too long. The third zone, which is your casino-themed zone, that sort of zone which is very city casino-themed. So like Studiopolis was in Sonic Mania, or Carnival Night, those type of zones. It's a bit too gimmicky, because there are a lot... I mean, a lot. A few traversal gimmicks I don't like. It's not very immediate, so it's a bit too gimmicky, but the zone is very colorful, very good looking. It really like makes you feel joy even just by looking at it. So in that sense, it's very good. But it's just I find traversal a bit too gimmicky for my taste. So the level design, I think these guys need someone to rein them in when it comes to level design, because it leaves a bit to be desired. Could be better. There are also special stages and bonus stages in this game, in this demo. You can only do one special stage, which is pretty much like a 3D stage, similar to the ones you had in Mania, except you have more free range. You can move without the fear of falling off, like it was in Mania, if I remember correctly. So it's like a free roaming stage, except you can only go forward, I think. Yeah, let's just say that. So, I mean, you can only play one, and it's the easiest special stage, so you can't really judge it much. But I mean, I did enjoy it, so it's not particularly good or bad. I just like the graphics a lot, because it's that kind of 3D that looks like Saturn 3D, just a little bit more clean. The bonus stage instead is it's odd because it's still 3D. It's a bit difficult to control because the inertia makes it very easy for you to fall off the platforms. But it's an interesting experiment. So I mean I did enjoy it. It's fun. Even though I mean they clearly trying to reference the batteries, the electric balls in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I think. Also because the team is the same, but it's definitely more difficult to control. It takes practice. The music are fine. It's very chill. Not the best music you'll ever hear in a Sonic game, but it's decent enough. Like it gives me Sonic CD vibes. What else to say? I mean, the boss battles. Yeah, this is something else you need to discuss. We need to discuss. The boss battles are more complex than in classic Sonics, in previous classic Sonic games. I mean, I would say maybe a bit too complex in some cases because you have to wait for the patterns to play out. The only thing I've noticed is that you can skip in some cases the patterns and hit them straight up because you wait like that the boss does its thing before you can hit him. But for example, like in the second in the boss of the first act of the second zone, which is the Robo Crab, you can skip some of his patterns by just spin dashing and jumping on his head. I don't know if it's possible to cheese, quote unquote, the boss patterns in the other cases, but in that case at least it was, because I mean I can see the harder bosses being a bit too annoying in this sense. So hopefully it's not the case. But I mean the boss fights are definitely original, even though not perfect, I would say. But they are definitely interesting concept-wise. Let's just hope that in the final game they refine them a little bit and don't make them obnoxious. I think I've said everything, honestly. The demo is pretty good. I suggest you try it because it's fun. It's simple. It's fun. It's something that honestly I will hope for Sega to release officially. I mean, hoping that Sega, like, you know, says, yeah, let's fix the level design a little bit, and these zones are too long. But other than that, if it wasn't for those issues, I would have told you, yeah, this game could very well be an official game, because it's very fun, looks very good. Even just looking at it, it makes you want to play it, which is not something you can say for a lot of games nowadays. So I think if Sega were to actually make this an official product, they will capture even the people who didn't want to play Mania. Because Mania still looked very similar to other classic Sonics, but this one, I think this one has the potential to capture even people who maybe don't find the other classic Sonics interesting, even just with the art style, which is something that has happened with games like Cuphead. A lot of people did try Cuphead just for the graphics, even though they've never played a game like that, a Contra-like shooter like that. So I think this is something to keep into consideration, because when the graphics look this good, yeah, maybe you should give it a second look. But yeah, let me know if you have tried it. Let me know your impressions on this thing, on this demo. And hopefully they release the full version not too long from now. And I mean, other than that, I did I did put the audio, a little bit of audio volume of the footage in the game in this video, just to experiment. Let me know if you like it or not. And yeah, this is it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.